Please welcome performance expert Patrick Leroux.
Imagine that Armand does that. Who's going to benefit more after, you think? Huh? But he doesn't do it for that reason. You know why he does it? Because he understands the law of reciprocity. He understands that the more you give, the more you get back. And it's exactly the same thing in business. The satisfaction leads to loyalty. Not necessarily. Melissa, would you like your husband to be loyal or satisfied? All right, she said loyal. All right. I was to get my massage in cabin number 4. I said, Natalie, I got to talk to you more about Penelope. I'm very interested. I felt something. I go at the end of the corridor. I open the door. Guess who was there? No, George. This is the question I'm asked the most. Patrick, how do I increase my motivation and my performance? How do I increase performance and motivation of my team? And a journalist was asked by his boss, you're going to go see those actors and actresses and you're going to ask them where do they put their little statuette in their house? And she said, Mr. Freeman, I'm sorry to say that, but maybe you won't make it into my articles. Because my boss, he was very clear. I mean, he said only original places. I mean, yours, it's in the middle of your living room. It's not really original, so perhaps you won't be in the article. I hope you won't be offended. And Mr. Freeman is a gentleman. He said, don't worry. I won't be offended if I don't make it into the article. But perhaps I forget to say something that will change your mind. What do you mean, Mr. Freeman? Well, what I forgot to say is that little wooden cabinet that I've made especially for my Oscar, I had it made 5 years before I win it. And for 5 years, every time I was sitting down in my living room, I was visualizing that someday there'll be an Oscar in that little wooden cabinet. No matter how old are you, what is the thing that you really, really want? This is where it comes from, the motivation, thinking about what you want and seeing those images into your mind.
Winners in the game of life are living their passion instead of waiting for their pension. That's one of Patrick Leroux's favorite sayings, and his passion is performance. As a young entrepreneur, Patrick tried a few approaches to business, and he wasn't always successful. But he kept tweaking his game, studying what works, and never losing focus of one thing: success. Today, he's the best-selling author of 9 books. He's delivered presentations to thousands of people around the world, and he has the sincere belief that anyone has extraordinary potential for success. Just step out of your comfort zone and do something you never thought you could.
You always attract what you think about and feel about most of the time. Remember Muhammad Ali, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest. And if you keep repeating what you want to yourself, eventually it's going to manifest into your life. So if you think about what you have all the time, like at least twice a day, in the morning and at night, if you think about what you have and you're grateful and you feel good about it, the more you think about those things, the more of those things you will manifest into your life. Here's a tool that you can use to incorporate the 3 ideas I share with you in order to up your motivation, up your performance. It's called the movie of your future life. Imagine that you are Steven Spielberg. You are a movie director. You have unlimited budget. You can choose all the actors that you want. You can choose the soundtrack that you want. What would be the movie of your future life? Not your past lives. What would be the movie of your future life? It's a tool that will help increase the visualization muscle that you have in your mind. So here's the question I'm asking you guys. How different are you from your competitor? How purple are you? If I'm a client, why would I buy from you? And we went on a cruise a couple of years ago. It was wow all the way. But what was the most wow is when I came back home 2 months later, I get up in the morning, I open my emails, and the first email I received, Dear Patrick, Carnival Cruise Line wants to wish you a happy birthday. I was like, wow. Who wishes a happy birthday to their clients here? Raise your hand. This is a good start to create loyalty, because if you do everything for the money, people will feel it, they'll sense it. But if you do something because you care about them, they will feel it and they will sense it as well. And this is how you create loyalty. You see, nowadays, product and services are pretty much similar from one organization to another. The price are pretty much similar as well. What makes the biggest difference? It's you. It's the relationship you create, the memorable experience you create with your customer. I went to a hotel room the other day and I was welcomed with a plate. It was written in chocolate, "Welcome Patrick Leroux." I was so impressed. I took a picture with my iPhone, and if I would have taken the picture 1 minute later, no more chocolate in the plate. It was so different. I was like, wow. wow. Like, oh my God, there's one just for me. And it doesn't say visit the parking. It says parking reserved for Patrick Leroux. I was like, wow. And this is what he told me. This is how they wow their client. This is how they create loyalty. They go above and beyond what the customer could expect. Here's a real estate agent. Here's a trick. She's the best one in New Brunswick. You know what she does? Every time she goes to the drive-thru, she gives an extra $2 and her business card to the counter. And she says to the little lady, well, please, this is to pay the coffee for the person behind me. So every single day, somebody goes there and he gets a free cup of coffee. Do you think the word goes around? She's different, and that's why she's number one in her market. Imagine there's two birds sitting on a branch. We walk in the park, we hear the two birds. One of the birds decides to fly away. How many birds left on the branch? Two. He only decided to fly away. I've been doing those meetings for years now, and so many people, they're pumped up, they're excited, and they decided they're going to do something, but they do squat. They don't act on the ideas. Some of you say, hey, Patrick, doing the movie of my future life, that's a great idea. I love that. Doing positive affirmation every time when I get up and before I go, that's a great idea. Being grateful for everything I have, that's a great idea. But how many of you are going to follow through on those ideas? Those are simple ideas. Maybe you'll hear those ideas, say, Patrick, this is common sense. But sometimes common sense is not common practice. At that moment, I realized my biggest dream in life. I felt so good. And I gave her my hockey stick, and she came back to me and she whispered in my ear, thank you so much, sir, for your hockey stick. But on behalf of my friends, thank you so much for the money you raised to us. And I started to cry like a baby. By far, one of the nicest, most memorable moments in my life. And I just want to close with that. If you are in that building right now, realize that you are very privileged. And once you go out of your comfort zone and you take action on achieving your goal and up your motivation and up your performance, don't ever forget to give back to others, to give back to those people who are unfortunate. If one day you have a lot of money, well, give out of your money. If you have less money, give out of your heart, give out of your time. But remember, the more you will give, the more you will get back. Thank you very much, everybody. Merci pour votre temps. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.